Hi everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Rhythm and Relenia. I'm with my wife, wonderful Relenia, and we are playing a visual novel, something a little different today. Today's visual novel is Weeping Willow, a detective visual novel. Weeping Willow is a kinetic visual novel in the genre of detective. Word for word from the page. Events take place in the small town of Weidendorf. Excuse me, I'm not good with any words outside of English. Or I could do Brazilian or Portuguese, but that's about it. During quarantine of the plague. Wow, so this is pretty topical. We're kind of dealing with such a catastrophe right now. So I can't wait to jump right in. But actually, before I do that...
It's very pretty.
Let's see. Window.
I'm liking the very fall theme.
Roll back. Left. Right. Text speed. Alright, so yeah, that all looks good. Now, would you like to read or would you prefer? Nope. The fireplace room in the house on the hill was shaded by pre-dawn twilight. Burning logs crackled in the hearth. Breaking the hearth, excuse me. You should have said yes to reading. Breaking the silence in the room.
This is like some nice ASMR right now. The crackling of the fire. Pretty music.
Listening to our wonderful voices.
Horses.
A muffled clatter of hooves came from the street. A female figure, who was sitting motionless at the table, gave a start, setting aside a copper bowl. She hastily headed to the front door to let in a long-awaited guest who, judging by the sound of his footsteps, was already climbing the porch. There was a knock at the door.
Don't answer it.
My name is... Do you want it to be Sophie?
I don't care.
Then say that. It's Sophie. Coming. There was a creak of the door bolt. An unpleasant screech of door hinges cut the thickened silence of the room.
Actually, that screech wasn't that bad.
Finally, I've been waiting for you. Come on in, Mr. Imperial Investigator. As he slides right in like Michael Jackson. Mrs. Von Wolf, it is most likely that we will have to communicate very often, so you can call me simply by my name. Well, Manfred, you. As I give her a robotic voice. The girl hesitated, pressing her ginger ears in embarrassment.
Oh.
The investigator noticed it and shook his head knowingly. Apparently, it will be too unusual for you. Yes,
I mean, is it normal for an investigator to come to your house?
Listen, in this day and age, I don't know. I mean, and I'm talking about within the game. Yeah. So we're playing by their rules right now. You've become a baroness quite recently, madam. And
stepping up in the world.
And you will have to get used to your new status. But if you feel more comfortable, you can call me by my last name. Will it be easier for you?
Yes, Mr. Neyman.
I sorry, I said Mr.
It will be easier.
I thought I said Mr. Nyanman or Nyanya. Mr. Nyanman. Or name. See, look, I'm already reading
Neyman. It'll be easier.
Mr. Neyman. It will be easier. Never before I have been allowed to refer to purebloods like this. This is all new to me. I understand. Oh, you saw that smile. I saw that.
He got no fox ears. Mr. Neyman, did you manage to find my husband?
Alas, I cannot please you with anything. I'm gonna have my
wife
to look.
What are you trying to... But how? How come?
We just started searching. This is not a quick deal, you know.
But it has been more than 3 days.
That's a big yikes. The girl lost her temper and shouted, but she stopped at once instinctively. If I were you, I would not be so worried.
How can you say that?
I like how you're just using like a falsetto, like weird words. I'm like, you are a girl. You can choose to use your normal voice. It's okay. Even if it's manly, it's fine.
It's fun to use this voice.
Alright. Let's see. So, believe my experience. The Baron will soon return to you safe and sound.
Is this a murder mystery?
It's possible. I have already faced similar cases more than once. Newlyweds often quarrel, separate for a short time, let the let the steam off, and then come together again. Give it time. It will work itself out.
Yes, we had quarrels like any newlyweds. But I know my Otto. Oh, my sweet Otto. He could not just disappear, you know. He couldn't.
The investigator sighed wearily, threw his hands up, and smiled politely.
Condescending. What are you planning to do next? I need to find my husband as soon as possible. He may be in trouble. Do you understand?
The Imperial Police are not authorized to catch cheating husbands by the scruff of their head and forcefully drag them home, Mrs. Von Wolf.
Why are you talking to me like that?
My people checked out most of the taverns and inns outside the quarantine zone. No traces of the Baron have been found yet, but I assure you, he will show up very soon.
My Otto is not like that. Yes, he left after a quarrel, but I'm sure he has nobody else but me. I mean, look at me.
Well, that's great. Then you have no reason to worry.
You're so condescending.
That's just great.
Are you being so mean to me because of my background?
Well, no, of course not.
Then why aren't you looking for my husband?
Don't yell at me, Mrs. Von Wolf. Otherwise, I'll leave. I mean, you were going to do that anyways. I assure you, we're making every effort to find him. But do not forget that the Imperial Police are still engaged in maintaining quarantine in 4 of the 5 districts of Weindorf.
We don't care about that last district.
Our town is small, but the situation is not easy. With the plague, you do not mess. I hope you understand that.
Well, I understand. So what are you going to do next?
My people will continue the search. The circle is gradually narrowing as he couldn't have managed to leave this area. The guard's order is not to let anyone in or out, so that plague would not get here. Excuse me. The girl gasped and sat down on a chair. She made a couple of sips from her coffee and covered her face with her palms. You always drink that much?
Heck yeah.
Oh no, of course not. Oh, sorry.
I did not sleep a wink this night. After my Otto went missing, I cannot find a place for myself. The tincture of Valerian root helps me to control myself.
I see, sorry. But I'm not used to seeing noble women drinking liquor. That's all.
Please stop, Mr. Naaman. Please do not pretend. I understand why you are asking this.
Do you?
I myself still haven't fully realized everything, but my Otto, being a pureblood, married me according to your laws. Jerk. Do you think that I didn't notice our neighbor's Lear when we arrived and settled in this house? I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. Oui. Purebloods are not used to seeing people like me. Unless we are lackeys or servants. Say nothing of the local rich.
And somehow your new inheritance of richness has given you such a quirky voice.
They do not even want to know their relatives from the lower classes. The whole area is fenced like a fortress.
That's right. I'm also confused on where your accent's going sometimes. But that's another detective case for another time. Why the plague from the neighborhood hasn't affected the local people yet. I won't lie to you, Mrs. Von Wolf. Everything you said is quite true. I do not like it when I'm watching you.
Whoa.
Wait, I do not like it when I'm watching you now.
That sounds weird.
But it is so because I'm not... It's probably just also a translation. It is so because I'm not used to it, not because I disapprove.
Oh, you checking me out?
I grew up in a small village west from here, and I see many things differently. The situation of your people is
Unenviable.
I can't say that
Unenviable.
I'm too stupid.
Inevitable. Inevitable.
And humiliating.
Inevitable and humiliating.
But personally, I'm not going to poke a finger at someone simply because their ears are not in the same place as mine.
Rude. My ears are in the same place. They're just pointier.
In a way, I even sympathize with you. And if any of my words seem rude to you, and do not be offended, this is the professional habit, nothing more.
Thank you, Mr. Naaman.
Tell me, did you often quarrel with your husband lately?
Not more than usual. We got married just recently, Mr. Imperial. Oh, Mr. Naaman.
Trying to be all British. Coy. Did you write something about his disappearance?
Yes, I sent a message to his estate in Regensburg, but the pigeon came back about an hour ago, dead.
Probably. Did the message stay sealed?
Yes. It lies on the shelf in the wine cabinet. You can go see it for yourself.
Could a bird get lost? Although very unlikely. It's not very far. Maybe it is worth trying once more.
So you agree that he could not leave the town?
that he could.
Oh, we could leave the town.
I doubt it very much, although he is, of course, a wealthy man. Okay, I will order to send a messenger from the neighboring frontier post. He will personally make sure that Baron von Wolf has not returned to his old residence.
Thanks. Thank you.
And his friends?
We have no mutual friends. My social circle was not suitable for Otto and his circle. Well, you understand.
What about his parents?
I do not know them. After all, we've only been married for 2 months. And Otto, my sweet Otto himself, visited them very rarely. It even seemed to me that he was trying to avoid them.
Why?
You ask a lot of questions. He did not tell me about it, and I did not ask.
He's an imperial investigator. That's literally his job. Like, for a detective, you ask a lot of questions. It doesn't even occur to you where he could go.
If I only knew, I would have gone there myself at once.
But this is not at all necessary. My advice is to wait for him here, and by all means, do not leave this estate.
Where the frick am I gonna go? The neighbors are racist.
A beastest. If you get any information, immediately notify me through my man.
Whoa!
My man, whom I put to your house for protection.
Protection?
Hardvin. Oh, he has no face. The door creaked and there appeared a stocky guard, clad in full battle gear, with a metal clanging. He came closer and straightened out. From this moment, you are at the disposal of Mrs. von Wolf.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're responsible for the protection and safety of the entire estate. The errander will bring you several pigeons for a fast communication with me. If necessary. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. It is not necessary, really. Oh, I just went, ooh.
Do not argue. These are dangerous times. Quarantine makes many people nervous, and irritated people often act ugly.
This is true.
As Manfred looks into the camera and winks. And your safety has really become my personal concern. Looks into the camera again, winks twice.
She's like, oh my gosh, go away. What are you talking about?
The burgomaster of Weidendorf is taking the search for your husband under his personal control. As I mentioned earlier, the Baron was a very wealthy man. And this is the house?
That's what it is.
I was like, is this just like a one-room house? They kind of just walk in from outside.
Yeah, I think it's just their kitchen.
I'm hoping. You may go, Hardvin.
Yes, sir.
I ask you not to leave your estate. Your husband may return without warning at any time. If I know anything about an accident or a murder, I will personally inform you.
Murder?
Murder. It happens. I've seen a lot while in service.
How did you know I murdered him?
Are you alone in the house? The bedroom?
Maybe. Yes.
Good. The dawn is coming soon. I advise you to eat and take a rest.
I can barely eat. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat.
You shouldn't be like that. The search went on all night, and I will continue for some time more. There's no need to strain yourself like this.
But he is missing for more than 3 days. That's my fault. My fault. I should have reported his disappearance earlier. How silly I am. Silly me.
I'm still confused on your accent changing
I don't
halfway
know.
into
it just keeps happening.
You did everything. You did everything right, Mrs. Von Wolf, before I arrived here. I reported to the town board. There's no need to worry.
Just cycling through all the accents.
Along with that, I also realized you have accent amnesia. I've also handed over your missing persons report. From now on, you will not be responsible for the depth which the Baron could have done in his absence.
What debts?
Yeah,
what?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
What debts? What are you talking about?
Anything can happen. You share common property. You should wait for the return of your husband right here, and I'll take care of the rest.
But
I have things to do, Baroness.
why are you
Try
so
to relax.
Rude? You drop a bombshell, and then you're like, "Shut up and go. I'm leaving now."
Yeah, he's like, and by the way, try to relax and recover your strengths. My best regards. I'm out of here, bye. Like, I gotta go hide the body.
The neighbors come pounding on the door.
Neighbor looks in. It's like, you know, he has your husband. The investigator bowed and hastily left the house, slamming the door behind him. My gosh.
Yes.
Freaking pulled out Akuma. I think he just like teleported outside. I think Arden's dead. Sophie walked to the window, watching the retreating guest. The girl sighed heavily and slowly walked to the stairs leading to the second floor. On her way, she took a bronze cup from the table with the remnants of the tincture. The dawn haze slowly closed behind her, plunging the house on the hill into silence, broken only by the crackling fire of the
Would she forget to shut down and now the house is set on fire?
Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's daytime and that sucker is already still going. All right, but we're gonna...
It's dawn.
We're gonna stop it at there. So this is part 1 of Weeping Willow. If you want us to keep going, let us know. If not, I don't know. Do you want to keep going with this one?
Why not?
So we're gonna keep going a little bit more with this.
Look forward to my amnesia of accents.
Next, she just comes in with a Scottish accent.
I have a real issue with that, though. If someone with an accent is talking to me, I like just start talking in that accent for so long, and I cannot undo it, and then I feel super rude.
That's
repeating
super...
after the... But I
That's
can't help.
Absolutely rude.
I can't help it. If I hear an accent, it just happens.
Wait, you see like another woman's husband, it's like, oh, he must be my husband. Do you have that kind of amnesia too?
No.
It's like...
Well, you've seen it in person.
Husband.
If I hear
my
like
husband.
if someone has an accent in front of me, I just start talking like them.
You do know that we have like a British population or a community here in our state, right? Like in our city. I get at my job actually quite a bit of British people or people with British accents, English accent or whatever you want to call it. And like as soon as I hear it, like I'm always confused. I'm like, and in the end, I always find out that yeah, they came directly from the UK, and they're just here with family. I'm like, yeah, family here in my state. I'm so sorry.
Forgive your very white wife over here for being part English. How dare I be here?
Well, you tap into that. No, but it's oftentimes it's like you have family here. I'm so sorry. And at least in this city and state, I'm like, really? I'm so sorry. Like, your family could do better. Get them out of here. Save them.
You're right.
Don't bring them back to the UK.
You're right. I could do better.
I think things are a little funky over there.
I'll go back to the UK.
All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, guys. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this kind of stuff, let us know. Yeah, either that, we're just gonna keep doing random stuff until something sticks.
You guys gotta tell us. Peace.
Let's see. Save game. Return. All right. And the next time will be at dawn.
I don't think this game is bad.